think of it as investing in the future of your firm. Many of our clients, they're highly educated. They're probably the first person in their family to make over 6 figures. They work in very lucrative professions. I would say about 1/3 of my clients are in tech. So they are highly compensated from a cash position, highly compensated from an equity position, bonuses, etc. So even though they may not have the standard high level of AUM right now, we do know based on the career trajectory and their demonstrated ability to save that we're making an investment for our firm in the future. And I think that's something that many RAs need to think about. Like, yes, there's, individuals who come with a lot of AUM now and you can get that standard percentage, but there's a new generation of professionals that need assistance, and they may not have that $1 million now, but if you do the right thing by them now, they'll have that in 5 to 10 years. So it's thinking about oftentimes future cash flow of your firm and making an investment there. Gen Z, Gen X, millennials, I would say, they don't look for diversity, they look for the absence of diversity. So many of my clients came to me because they looked at other firms and they saw there was no female lead advisor. There were no people of color who were lead advisors. They were in the team, but they were oftentimes in administrative functions, people that they wouldn't work with one-on-one. And they're like, well, this firm isn't committed to investing in people like me and my success. Why should I invest my wealth with them? And so I think firms need to think about, what is the impression you're making when someone goes to your website and they see your team picture? Is it welcoming to people of color? I've been in this profession since 2000. And one of the things I'm really happy about is with the rise of social media, we've been able to show that, yes, there are diverse individuals in this profession. I do love the fact that there are people who are making investing more digestible and not making it fearful that, like, oh, we can't share the why, and we can't, we'll just do things for you. We won't educate you along the way. I'm really happy that there's been an education first type of, like the TikTok videos. I mean, I always agree with them, but I do like the overall goal of making people feel empowered, getting people interested in investing, making it real, and talking about the outcomes and the success you can have. I love the focus on financial freedom that this younger generation has, and how investing can really help facilitate that. They sent out emails saying that you've been nominated to apply for the CFP Board. And I had the true version of Imposter Syndrome. When I got the email, I knew someone who sat on the board, which was Jack Brode. And I reached out to him and I said, Jack, did you mean to send me this email to join the CFP Board? Because when I looked at the current composition, it was much older. It tilted male. There were no Black females at the time on the board. And currently it was like these billion-dollar firms and CEOs and RAs with hundreds of millions of dollars of assets. And I was new to the independent space at that time. So I'm like, did you really mean me? And they're like, yes, you, because there are people like you who are building firms, who are building books, and we want your perspective at that table. So it wasn't, I can't say that I had this one day I just woke up and had this vision. But I'm really happy that the CFP Board did have that outreach because, number one, I'm happy that I'm the voice of many communities at that table. It's given me a much deeper perspective of the profession. And I can advocate for many communities of color in the work that we do in our boardroom. We do a lot of work with advocacy work. I was just in DC and I met with a few congressmen and women talking about financial services, talking about the education that's needed, talking about how do we remove some of the predatory aspects of our profession to instill trust in the public of CFP professionals and other financial advisors. So it's become a lot more than I ever anticipated. But I'm glad that I'm here and I can be a voice for my demographic, and I would say voices for all 93,000 CFP professionals.